Hey, this is Jerry. Welcome to Tactical Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 questions you as a buyer need to be asking yourself. Let's start out with number 1. The first question you need to be asking is, how much can I afford? And the way to look at that, you want to ask yourself, hey, what am I currently paying for rent, or what's my current mortgage payment? You want to look at that number and see if you're comfortable with it, and you want to determine if you can spend any more than that. And when I say that, you want to look at your overall budget. How much are you paying for your cell phone? How much are you paying for your car payments? And look at those things and determine if you can afford to pay more. The other thing we're going to look at is when you talk to your mortgage professional is going to look at your total picture. He's going to look at your income, your assets. He's going to look at your W-2s, your bank statements, your tax returns, and he's going to put a financial picture together. When he puts that financial picture together, he's going to determine how much he can loan you on the house. The other thing you want to keep in consideration here is, how much do you have saved for the purchase of the home? Because there is going to be some down payment that you're going to have to put in, and then you're also going to have to pay for, there's other things like an appraisal that the lender is going to require you to pay, and then there's also going to be a home inspection that you're going to have to pay. So you just want to keep those other costs in mind. So if you had $10,000 in the bank and you're thinking, oh, we can put all that $10,000 towards our down payment, in reality, you probably need to maybe put $8,000 towards your down payment and keep the other 2 for some other incidentals, including the inspection report and the appraisal. And the second thing you really need to look at as a buyer is how much of the property tax is going to be on the home. Obviously, with different price ranges of property, the property taxes go up. And you also got to take into consideration maybe living in McKinney versus Allen, or Frisco versus Plano. The property taxes tend to be a little bit different. They all charge a little bit different property taxes. So that's something you want to take into consideration, and that's something that your realtor as well as your lender can help you out with. But having that information will help you and your family make a good decision on how much your overall costs are going to be. Number 3, we're going to look at some other incidental costs that you as a first-time home buyer or as a move-up buyer may not be thinking about. The first one I like to talk about is you're always going to have moving costs. You're either going to have to hire a mover or get a bunch of your buddies together, load up the trailer, and then you got to feed them pizza and beer. Whichever way you prefer to do it, there's going to be some moving costs. You're going to have to turn on utilities at the new place. There's just going to be some incidentals that most people don't think about. There's another thing that buyers don't think about either, is you may be moving from an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment into a 3-bedroom house with 2 living areas. Well, there's furniture that you don't have and that you don't need in the apartment that you're going to need in the house. Now, those are costs that you don't have to take care of up front, but as you're living in the property, it may be one of those things that you're gonna, you're there for a month or 2 months, and you might want to get an additional couch or an additional TV, or if you have a game room, you may want to get a pool table. So those are just some of the costs or some of the other expenditures that most buyers don't think about, that I like to communicate with my buyers. And as we're talking about here, it's just important to think about the overall picture and not, hey, what's my payment going to be? And last but not least is, if you're moving from an apartment into a home and you're a first-time home buyer, the one thing you're not responsible for in the apartment is any of the maintenance costs. If you're responsible for if the light bulb goes out, but if the dishwasher goes out, or you have a plumbing issue, or the microwave goes out, any of those type of things, you call the maintenance person. Well, when you purchase a home, that goes away. That little security blanket goes away. So if you purchase a home, there may be a possibility that you may have to replace an appliance, or you may have a plumbing issue, or you may have something else go wrong with the house. There's always going to be a yard to mow. There's going to be a fence to repair. If if your kid is out in the backyard and you're kicking the soccer ball around, you get a broken window, you're going to be responsible for repairing there. So just an overall general maintenance fund is one of those things that I like to counsel buyers about, especially first-time home buyers, because we want to make sure that you're covered there and you're not surprised with any of those expenses. So I hope these have shed some light on maybe your home purchase and how to think about the money part of it. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. It's 214-801-1393. And remember, who you hire matters.